Renation. What is going on, guys? How you guys doing? Welcome back to the channel. Let me make sure my camera is. Yeah, it was a little too close. I'm actually downstairs in the kitchen, so to speak. I'm gonna be talking about this Sasha Banks situation. I was originally gonna have the title say Sasha Banks, but it's purportedly saying that Bayley's in this situation too. I've been watching and looking at a lot of comments on Twitter and Instagram, and I think people are not understanding this situation and how it is, because they're just like, well, everybody goes through it, or most people go through it, so it shouldn't be a big issue, just keep doing what you're doing type shit. And that's not always the case. So I actually wanted to mention some couple of people that I was listening to and talking to. Now, I had a big conversation about it with my homie Matt on Instagram, and we kind of came to an agreement about situations towards this Sasha Banks problem. Now, the great one kind of disappointed me on what he said, and I don't remember what he said, but he did say something in towards the lines like Sasha Banks is really going to like leave because of this situation, etc., etc., etc. So if you guys do not know, Sasha Banks is reportedly leaving because, or quitting the WWE because of dropping the titles. Now, I think it's more than just dropping the titles. The tag team titles meant more to Sasha and Bayley than anybody else on the main roster, and you can't sit here and tell me that it isn't true. Sasha Banks and Bayley, before they even had the tag team titles, before the tag team titles were even a thought, they always held up signs that say, bring the titles to the division. You know, it was more or less, they were trying to push it, and they were really the only two that were trying to push the tag team titles. Nobody else was pushing them. Alexa Bliss really didn't push them. She really just announced that they were going to have a match for them at Elimination Chamber. So to lose the titles that quickly, I do understand Sasha and Bayley's frustration. They were talking about they wanted to defend the titles on NXT. They literally went to NXT with the championships, talking about they'll defend it on NXT. They will defend on SmackDown. If you're going to have Sasha and Bayley as champions, let it be a long run, not a short run. If that was the case, if they were going to lose it at Wrestlemania, or if they were going to lose it regardless, let them not have won the championships first. Let somebody else have won them. They shouldn't have won them in the first place if you're just gonna let them lose like that fast. I'm not gonna lie, I like Peyton Royce and I like Billie Kay. People give them hate saying they're the worst wrestlers on the main roster or whatever. I give credit what's credit due. Their gimmick, I love their gimmick. I love what they bring to the table. I have no issues with them. I didn't have any issues with them winning at WrestleMania. I was happy for them, but at the same time, I felt for Sasha Banks. I understand that you work hard every single day to get to where you're at, and if you think about it, WWE has not done anything with Sasha and Bayley since they came to the main roster. The best Sasha Banks that I loved was in NXT when she was a heel. They should have brought that same type of energy to the main roster, but they didn't, which has led to Sasha Banks having some shitty storylines, matches. She has not held a championship more than a month on the main roster. When she was hot potatoing back with the title with Charlotte and Bayley and all those people, she literally didn't have the championship longer than a month. And that says a lot. They didn't even, technically Bayley and Sasha barely had the championship. I think they had it for like a month and a half, or like a month. And so it's just upsetting. It's literally upsetting to just see how this whole tag team that seemed like it was a promise just lose the titles right away. In my opinion, I think it's more than the titles. I think it's about they don't believe in Sasha Banks like they used to, or Bayley. And since Sasha Banks doesn't want to, you know, she was originally, I believe the original plan on Monday Night Raw was for Sasha and Bayley both to be in a handicap match with Alexa Bliss and job out. I don't know how that fucking would have worked. But Sasha Banks said, "Fuck no." She hit a CM Punk and then left. That's what I was told. So Bayley had to pay the price for it. Bayley says she's leaving too. I thought it was just Sasha Banks, but Bayley too. And I think people are taking it negative. Like, people are like, "Oh, bye. Don't let the door hit you when you close it." Or people are being so negative towards Sasha Banks in this situation. But in all honesty, Sasha Banks has full rights to be angry, full rights to be upset, because you worked this hard to get to the main roster just to get buried or put over. And it's not even just like a one-time thing. It's every single time. Like, when do we have an enjoyment of her title reign as the women's champion? Not, you barely had it. Even Alexa Bliss had a longer reign than her. You know what I'm saying? And she has not had a WrestleMania moment yet either. Out of every single woman every single woman in the Four Horsemen, Becky, Charlotte, and Bayley, they all three had won the Women's Championship at WrestleMania. Not once has Sasha won it. So, to come to the conclusion with that, I think it's kind of messed up the way they kind of booking and treating her. You guys might not agree on what I'm saying. You guys might be like, "Shut up, you're an entitled fan. You just like Sasha Banks." And that's true. I'm a big fan of Sasha Banks. I was one of the people that when we was talking about who's going to be on WWE 2K20, the cover, I was the big pitch on let's put Sasha Banks on it. You know what I'm saying? I was one of those big people that were preaching, like, put women on the main cover. If you're going to have a woman, let it be either Sasha Banks, Bayley, or Charlotte. Or you could do Becky now, since Becky's, have both championships. That'd be kind of a cool cover. But in all honesty, like, I don't really care what people say. You all can say stuff negative towards Sasha Banks, but you gotta realize you're not put in Sasha Banks' position. You don't understand that she's worked hard to get to the main roster just to be put down. It's messed up. I don't blame her for wanting to leave right after losing the championships. I don't know if it was before. I don't know if it was when she heard she was dropping the titles, or was it after the match. But in all honesty, I would be upset too. You put over these championships just to lose them, just to lose them that quick. Like, she mentioned that we'll fight anywhere, anyone. We'll go to NXT, and all of a sudden, boom, they lose the titles. It's dumb. It's really dumb the way WWE did things with the situation. If you were gonna have them lose, you shouldn't have given them the titles at Elimination Chamber. But they should have won at WrestleMania. I mentioned in my prediction, I think that I thought the WWE was going to go the route of Beth and Natalya winning it. That seemed like the most accurate route they would go. But I did mention, I said if Bayley and Sasha do drop the titles, they have to drop it to a tag team like Iconic, because they're more likely to take the championships and do something with it just like they did. But I really didn't want. And I think in the review I did say, or the predictions I did say, I did want Sasha and Bayley to kind of hold it, because they just got it. They just got the titles. And, a lot of people are saying, like, "Whoa, let her keep working, and she's going to, she's going to get to the top again." And yeah. Bullshit. About the last year, all she's fucking been doing is fighting the Riot Squad and Natalya. There's nothing else she's been doing. They've been doing the same shit repeatedly. If you weren't going to change shit then, they're not going to change shit now, just because of this situation. I think Sasha Banks should go. I think Sasha Banks should leave the WWE and go somewhere else. Now you guys are in the comments going to be saying AEW, all that stuff. AEW has a better opportunity of pushing her the right way than the wrong way. I guarantee you she'll have better feuds and matches with Bayley on AEW than she had in the WWE. They have not physically turned. Sasha really has not been healed since the main roster. You kind of saw a sense of hint from it when she was with that team. What's that team with Naomi and Tamina? Yeah, she was a heel in that, but it wasn't super legit like the heel in NXT. But anyways, let me know down below, how do you feel about this situation? I think, honestly, that Sasha Banks, if they don't do something right with her, then she needs to go. But anyways, I'll see you guys in the next post. Renation. All this is one love, peace. Catch you guys later. Stay subscribed. Stay blessed. Bye. See you.